So in this session, we are going to start with the foundation series का metals non-metals का very important topic enrichment of ore. Okay, so hi and welcome back to the topic, students. So here we are going to do the enrichment or the dressing of an ore. So see what exactly this means. You all know that we have already seen कि जो ओर होता है it is mined from the earth's crust, right? We mine it from the earth crust. And why do we mine it from the earth crust? Because there will be some economic amount of metals present in that. And definitely along with that metal there will be some impurities too, right? So that impurity also known as gang. Okay, so to remove these gangs, so basically we go through the enrichment process. Okay, so that gang has to be removed before we undergo extraction process, right? These metal minerals undergo extraction process. The enrichment of the ore is very necessary. So there are many different methods by which we do the enrichment part. Okay, so like there are many basically, and we are doing only few. Okay, and what we are going to do is in the enrichment processes is your levigation. So in levigation you can say it is actually washing of the ore. Okay, so what we do, in one side we put ore and in one from other side we put water, stream of water, which basically washes this ore, and the dust and sand particle is carried away with the water, right? And these your metal particles settle down. Okay, so that is nothing but navigation. So let's start it one by one so that it will be easier for us to do. And then we have froth flotation. That is also use of pine oil or use of some chemical which is going to bind on, which will bind the metal, and the dust particle will be going above, right? And so on. So we basically are doing froth flotation as one process. Then there is a process of liquation. So that is also an important process. And magnetic separation to आपके book में भी है. So these are four processes which basically even the leaching process we'll be doing in this session. So these are five processes of enrichment of ore which we'll be doing here. So let's start with the first one. Okay, so why we do enrichment or dressing up of the ore, I have explained you, and I hope you all are very clear with this. So I'll write the topic here, that is enrichment of ore, right? Okay, so in enrichment of ore, so basically what we do removal of gang. Okay, and we know what it is. So enrichment of ore means removal of gang. Okay, so there are many processes as per the suitability of different element. We use different process. So first one which we are going to use is, or which we are going to study is levigation. Okay, levigation. So what exactly it is? So basically जो powdered ore है, that is washed, properly washed here. So we can say the powdered ore is washed in a jet of water. ठीक है, ore is washed in a jet of water. So basically what we are doing, washing of the ore. So very simple. अब जो rocky material है, earthly material है, they are lighter impurities, so they can be easily washed away by the water. So we can use water as the source for washing, and the heavier particles like metals, they will definitely settle down. तो जो dust है वो light होने के से ऊपर उठ के चला जाएगा पानी के साथ, और जो heavy particles है they will be settling down, and this process is also called hydraulic washing, which we have also done in the regular class, right? So This is also called hydraulic washing. सो इक्विपमेंट बहुत अलग अलग होता है, ठीक है. सो इन रेगुलर क्लास वी हैव सीन समथिंग डिफरेंट, हियर यू मे सी समथिंग डिफरेंट. सो डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज, ऑल दीज आर same, one and the same thing, so don't worry. So here I am drawing one of the instrument of navigation, ठीक है. So here with a fine hole we pour the ore inside this instrument, ठीक है. And like this the instrument will be fine. Okay, so this is the settling of the ore, where the ore settles, ठीक है. Now just see to the diagram and you need to draw it, ठीक है. So here I am adding a pipe through which the jet of water will come and will help in the washing of the ore, ठीक है. So what happens कि we basically pour the powdered ore from here, right? So here it is your powdered ore, ठीक है. And to this powdered ore we basically are going to wash with a jet of water which comes from here, right? So from, like, when we pour ore from here, definitely they are going to be added in this container, right? Also the stream of jet which is coming out of here, stream of water which is coming out of this pipe will also be getting filled over here, you know. Slowly steadily it will get filled up to this mark, right, or this pipeline. So when the water level reaches up to this, what will happen कि the heavier particles will settle down over here, ठीक है. The metallic heavier particles will definitely settle down over here at the bottom, right? And so this will be your metallic or the ore ka heavier particles, right? Whereas the lighter particles will come above, ठीक है, and in the form of gang they will be removed here, right? So I hope this is very simple to understand and you might have understood and even you might have drawn this thing, right? So as we move down we'll find that this portion is your metal deposition का portion or the heavy particles का portion, ठीक है, which easily can be removed from the pipeline over here, and we can say the concentrated ore can be extracted from here, concentrated ore, whereas the upper particles are the lighter ones and the also can be considered as gang and easily can be removed. So it literally means, this process literally means the washing of ores. Clear? Fine. So moving to the next one, the next process, I hope this is clear. So if you want you can just draw it, you can I'll just label here, that is water, ठीक है. And this is the basically slowly and steadily the ore is getting settled, so you can write here settling of ore, ठीक है. So all these things has to be labeled. If it is, even if it is asked in your boards now, then too you have to write these things and you can draw this, right? Fine. So now the next process, which is also known as froth flotation, ठीक है, a process through which we can easily enrich the ore. So what is froth flotation? So basically copper, lead, zinc जो है मोस्टली सल्फाइड के फॉर्म में वी टेक इट, एंड Then we generally concentrate the sulfide ores of copper, lead and zinc. And then what happens कि इसको concentrate करने के लिए sulfide ore हम use कर रहे हैं for copper, zinc and lead. तो what we do, we finally powder it. ठीक है, we just ground it in very fine powder. Then we mix it with water and small amount of oil in tank. ठीक है, so we add water, the powdered ore and small amount of oil in a tank. So air is blown into the mixture. Okay? Because if the air is blown, definitely there will be formation of froth. That is why the name froth flotation comes. Okay? So air is blown into the mixture and the froth or the scum produced at the surface. Froth matlab Hindi mein we say jhaag. That is produced on the surface, and the earthly impurities like dust, sand, etc. will sink down to the bottom. Because see what happens ki, when we add water to the powdered ore, we added first water, right? So the dust particle or the earthly particles are getting wet by the water, whereas metal never get wet by the water. So what happens, when we add small amount of oil to it, the metal particles also get coated with this soil and with this oil. And also when this oil or when we pass or when we blow air to the container, the oil is actually responsible for making the froth. So in this we are using air blowing technique, and in your book, that is the 10th standard NCRT, you will find there is a agitator used. Okay, so you can use either of these process. Okay, and the froth will be formed. In that froth, definitely the froth is made of oil, and oil is coating the metal, so it will carry the metal particles, whereas the dust and sand particle, as it is wetted by the water, they are going to settle down. So let's draw the diagram. Rest of the points can be written later on, right? I'll just draw the diagram. Even if you don't write, doesn't matter, I have already provided you the note, right? Okay, so this is the container, okay, of froth flotation. In this, what happens is we are adding three things. What are the three things? It is powdered ore plus water plus oil. Three things we are adding. Okay? Then what we find when we blow air, see I am giving you a kind of instrument, or I am just drawing a simple diagram of an instrument from which we can easily blow air. Okay? So this is the holes of this pipe. From this, air can be blown to all parts of the container, right? And due to this, there will be formation of froth at the top of the container. Okay, there will be formation of froth, and definitely this froth contains the metal particle, whereas the sand or dust particle you can see can be settled, is easily settled down at the bottom of the container. Clear hai? Okay, so this is nothing but froth flotation. So if you have drawn it, then label it like I am labeling. So what is this? This is your froth or scum containing ore particles. Is this okay? Okay. Then obviously from here we are passing air, right? And this is, which is settling down, is nothing but gang, right? So fine, we'll write the points to it. I hope this is very clear to you, you guys, ki how this process froth flotation works. So simply write the points to it and then we'll move to the next. Okay, the process, that is the first point of the process, can be in froth flotation. Add powdered ore to water. Second, you can say add small amount of oil in tank, water in tank. Okay, so basically we are doing everything in tank, that is the container of froth flotation. Okay, add small amount of oil to it, blow air, then froth or scum containing ore will float on the surface of the water while the, see, obviously this thing is floating on the water, right? So what is going to settle? The earthly matter, okay, or gang. So we'll write gang, while gang will be settled. Okay, so it can easily be removed. The froth or the scum can be easily removed, right? So you can write over here that the froth or scum can be easily collected. Okay, okay, so this was what is your process of froth flotation you can write. Okay, now moving to the third process of enrichment. Okay, and what is that? Third one is your liquation. Okay, now see, what is liquation? Basically, this process is used to concentrate those ores जिनका melting point is lower than that of the impurities. यानी as we say कि ores में there is ore and impurities both. तो impurities से अगर कम है melting point, तब हम liquation use करेंगे. So in this you can take an example of stibnite, which is an ore ऑफ एंटीमनी. तो एंटीमनी को एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए स्टिबनाइट में से वी यूज दिस लिक्वेशन प्रोसेस. ठीक है, एंड व्हाट वी डू, वी सिंपली सी वॉट एवर द इम्प्योर ओर इज, इट इज़ हीटेड एंड देन जब हीट करोगे तो एज आई सेड कि जो ओर है यानी कि जो मेटल है उसका मेल्टिंग पॉइंट इज़ लेस देन दैट ऑफ द इम्प्योरिटीज. सो व्हाट विल हैपन कि जो मेटल है इट विल melt and but it is denser, so it will float down the surface and from it will be it will flow along the surface, whereas the impurities will be left behind. ठीक है, so you have to remember, obviously melt हो गई है कोई चीज़ तो वो flow करेगी, flow करके उसको निकाला easily निकाला जा सकता है, whereas the impurities will be left behind. So in this there is no diagram, so you can simply write the points. The first point is it is used to concentrate the ore whose melting point is lower than the impurities. ठीक है, impurities से कम है तो आसानी से इसको यूज़ किया जा सकता है. ठीक है, the second point is the example, that is stibnite. Stibnite is an ore of antimony, right? So stibnite, ore of antimony, is concentrated by this method, that is liquation. ठीक है, then we have to also remember कि how it is done. So basically what we do, the impure ore is heated. ठीक है, the impure ore is heated and due to heating the ore will melt. ठीक है, तो and it will flow on the surface, right? The ore melts and flows along surface and the impurities are left behind. ठीक है, so this is nothing but the process of liquation. So in this session we have seen 3 types of enrichment. There are 2 more types, that is magnetic separation and leaching. This will be doing in the next session, and post which we'll be doing conversion of ore to metal oxides. ठीक है, so I hope all the 3 processes of enrichment of ore is very very clear to you guys. So if at all there is any difficulty, I'll request you to please review the same thing. ठीक है, again and again you can check. Still you, for example, in the second time if you are unable to understand, you can easily ask me the doubt. ठीक है, anytime you are most welcome. I'll help you with the doubts, I'll clear your doubts, but definitely subject related doubts. So with this I hope you have understood all the topics, and I'll take your leave then. Bye bye.